enhancing presentations with graphics and animation effects, plus working with the selection pane in order to arrange those objects. Over here on the right side, you'll see selection and visibility. I'm going to close this pane. Where do we find that selection pane? How do we bring it up again? On the Home tab of the ribbon, in the Editing group, the Select command offers Selection Pane. I feel it's so important to have that Selection Pane command available at all times. I'm going to have us add it to the Quick Access toolbar. So I right-click, choose Add, and here I have the Selection Pane. I'll click. Now, why do we want that Selection Pane in view? Why is it so important that I'm emphasizing it a few times in two different sessions? Because you need to know what shapes are on the slide at all times. If I go to slide number 2, I can see that I've got two shapes or objects. This little eye here tells me when I can see it. That means I can actually see the shapes. If I choose to hide one of these shapes on the slide, when I project it on the screen in a PowerPoint slideshow, that object will also be hidden. So if you've got a PowerPoint presentation where at times you want to hide some information because you don't want the audience to see it, you just simply turn on the Selection and Visibility pane and then choose what shape you want to hide. And when you find that eyeball, click on it and it will hide that shape. So when it's projected on the screen, and I'll go to slideshow view, you can see how that shape or object is hidden. Another reason why you want the Selection and Visibility pane in view is when you want to reorder objects. I've brought up a PowerPoint file with a slide that has a few shapes on it, and truly I can't even see how many shapes I have on this slide just by looking at the slide itself. So when I launch the Selection pane, I can see I have actually 3 pictures on this slide, and right now it looks like I only have 1. When I click on picture 2, in the background you can barely see that something is selected. What I can do is move this picture so that it's on the top. I highlight that shape, and then when I click up, it becomes the first level or layer on the slide. No wonder I was getting a little bit confused before. I was adding pictures and I didn't know how many pictures I actually had on this slide. I can make the decision of keeping this shape, or I can reorder the position of the shape if I like. I'm going to simply remove it. So when I'm here, all I have to do is press delete, and that picture is gone. Picture 6 is actually part of the logo. If I want that logo to be on top, I just move it up. And now I've got the logo on top of this picture. Then I've got this subtitle here, and I don't even know what's on it. I can move it up so that it's actually on top of this tree picture, and so on. Then it appears I have a title. So I can move it so that it's above the picture. So this picture here of the trees, I could have taken it initially and moved it all the way down, and then all of these other layers would be on top of it. I can take any graphic and make that graphic become a bullet in any file. So what I need to do is I need to take that graphic and convert it to what you call a Microsoft Office drawing object. I click on the image that I want to use, and I right-click and choose Edit Picture. PowerPoint comes up with, this is not an imported picture, or sorry, this is an imported picture, not a group. Do you want to convert it to a Microsoft Office drawing object? Yes. Once I do that, I can right-click on it and save as picture. I'll call it Recycle. And notice it's going to come up as a PNG type of file. Then in this file, I'm going to use that graphic and make it become bullets here. I'm going to select all 3 paragraphs, and actually, better yet, let's select the entire text box first, because all 3 paragraphs with bullets here are going to be affected with that bullet. Then I go to the Home tab. in the paragraph group, click on the down arrow where there's bullets and go to bullets numbering. Then I'm going to go to picture, and in picture bullet dialog box, click on import. When I'm back here at my location where I have my PNG, remember it's called recycle, I open it up and now I've got my picture bullet. I'll follow through with OK, and you can see how my picture bullet is that recycle PNG. The last thing we're going to do when it comes to objects is how we can arrange them so that they position or line themselves up according to the grid area on our slide. I've got three shapes, three objects in this slide. What I'm going to do is turn on grid lines to start off with so I can see where the guides are in this grid area. On the View tab of the ribbon, when I go to the Show group, I can turn on my ruler, grid lines, and guides to assist me in how to position any one of my shapes. So obviously I can pay attention to exactly what guide or even, grid line this box is lining up against. It's easier then to line up this box so that I can position it exactly underneath this other box. Let's work with aluminum cans. So showing your grid lines and guides and even your ruler is going to help you when you're moving around your objects to align and position them so that they're exactly underneath or to the right or above or from one shape to another.